Well, welcome back, everyone. We have Marie Walton here, our Johnny Appleseed naturalist. We're going to be talking about those beautiful creatures of moss and butterflies. So welcome, Marie.
Thank you so much. As you know, butterflies and moths are my favorite animals. They're so important to the environment. Butterflies are pollinating our plants in our gardens by day, and moths are doing it by night. And their baby caterpillars are also supplying food to the mammals and amphibians and reptiles and especially birds in our environment. So they're super important animals to have around. And because they are so closely tied to both plants and animals in an environment, they can be used to monitor what's going on in that environment. And places all over the world monitor butterflies, all across Europe and Japan and all over North America. Different states are monitoring butterflies. Here in Ohio, the Ohio Lepidopterists have been running butterfly monitoring programs since 1996.
Wow.
And they have not gotten all the results in yet from 2023, but what they're saying is 2023 was a generally poor year for butterflies.
Oh, no.
And we monitor butterflies here at our parks as well. At the Johnny Appleseed Metro Parks, we have awesome volunteers who have helped us monitor our butterflies since 1998. And last year, 2023, was actually one of the worst years that we've seen yet for butterflies and moths. So it was the lowest number of individuals that we've seen, as well as the third lowest in terms of number of species that we've seen. So low count and low biodiversity. Now here in Ohio, about 96% of all land is privately owned, and only 4% of that land is publicly owned spaces like parks and forests. So that means that what we do in our own yards and gardens is really going to provide the most help for the butterflies and moths all across Ohio. And one of the best ways that we can help them is by planting native plants. So I brought a beautiful native plant with me today. This is a plant called a bluebell, and it's a lovely spring wildflower. And it's a native plant, and the reason that native plants are so special is because they're the plants that have lived in Ohio for thousands of years alongside the populations of our local wildlife and our local pollinators. So our local pollinators are adapted to utilize these native plants the most efficiently, to use them for their nectar and for shelter for their young. So if we plant these native plants, it's the most beneficial thing for our pollinators. And also, if you've ever felt like you've had a brown thumb, native plants are more hardy. So they're more frost resistant, they're more drought tolerant because they have adapted to the conditions here in Ohio for thousands of years. So they're able to survive here better than a plant maybe from another place around the world.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I love them, and they're beautiful. They come in all types of colors and sizes. There are a couple different places you can get native plants from. So Prairie Moon Nursery at prairiemoon.com is one place, as well as wildtoledo.org. And Wild Toledo is really cool because it's an Ohio organization that's selling native plants, and you can actually search them by color, by size, and even by time of year that they're blooming. So you could have native plants blooming in your garden all spring, summer, and fall long. And our own Tri-Moraine Audubon Society, which is an organization that services 8 of the counties around here, like Auglaize and Allen and Hardin and Shelby and Van Wert counties and even more, they are having a plant sale, a native plant sale this spring. So their order form is on their Facebook page, and if you order by May 5th, you can get your very own native plant. It's $5 per plug, which is really one of the best prices around. And the money goes to this awesome organization that helps with local conservation efforts and free environmental education programs for families in all of these communities.
Nice.
So if you order by May 3rd, the pickup will be at Dot's Pets parking lot on May 18th.
Okay.
And I think getting a native plant is a great way to celebrate Earth Day, because Earth Day is next week.
That's true.
On April 22nd, and April is Native Plant Month.
I didn't even know that. All right. So, yeah, but native plants you can see all throughout Ohio, of course, you know. And I planted milkweed.
That's a great one.
I heard that was good for the butterflies. So.
It is. That's super helpful for the monarch butterflies.
And you said this is the, what is this called again?
It's a bluebell.
A bluebell. It's really pretty.
Thank you.
So
and some of the best plants you can plant for the butterflies are going to be asters, sunflowers, and goldenrods, and milkweeds.
All right. Well, Marie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for
learning
having
about those
me.
moths and butterflies and getting them back to our area.
Yeah, if you plant them, they will come.
That's right. All right, well, don't go away because we have more when we return.